Good morning, welcome back to the vlog. So excited. We are in the next race week. Springtime surprise for Run Disney is happening this weekend. It is actually gonna be my 1-year Run Disney anniversary, which beyond thrilled. Like, it's so crazy. I cannot wait. I've been like waiting for this till after the race, but to compare where I was a year ago to where I'm at now is insane. I actually, when I did the E2M program, I bought one of the scales. This scale tells you your BMI, your percentage of water in your body, your muscle mass, as well as your weight. And I got on the scale. I do it periodically. Like, I'm not a scales person. I don't want to sit there and focus on weight and what the scale says in order to feel better about myself. But I do really love these scales that have all of that information on it, because you can just kind of really see your progress of, you know, building muscle, losing body fat, you know, and all that stuff. So anyway, I just got on that scale for the first time in a while, and it is mind-blowing. I have an app that you download that came with that scale, and you can look at your progress from a year ago and beyond. Someone had to go find a shirt before she could come on the camera. And also, like, our house, and not the house, our room is a mess right now. I need to change our bedding and all that. But anyway, it's just crazy to see your progress. And I've mentioned this before, that I kind of try to like tread a line when it comes to food and nutrition and health and all of that stuff, you know, when it comes to sharing online, because that can easily become extremely unhealthy to focus on certain things. And so I don't really love sharing, you know, what I eat and all that stuff all the time. I've done the meal prep and stuff like that as far as E2M goes, and sometimes, you know, I do cooking stuff, but on that scale, it actually shows like I had peaked on muscle mass, and it's actually going back down because I have just not been able to eat enough. And it's so frustrating because either I'm just not hungry, or I feel super full and nauseous after eating, and so then that makes me not want to eat. Hello. Hello. Super frustrating, because when you're training for a marathon, which I am, I'm so excited. When you're training for a marathon, you need so much more. You need to like really increase all of your nutrition, but just to make sure that your body is completely fueled for that kind of mileage, you know? And so I'm really trying to beef that up. I actually just made a order for factor meals at my job. There was an AA student, which is an anesthesia assistant student, which they're fairly new. Let me know if you're a nurse, especially in labor and delivery or the OR or whatnot, if you guys are using AA students. It's been very interesting having them around, because apparently like there's drama between the CRNAs and AA. Anyway, that aside, she had those factor meals. I don't know if it's real, like if they're really good, or if people are just being paid to say that it's good. So I decided to try them, and I'm doing the high protein plan. And I did hear that some of the portion sizes are a little bit smaller, but I just need something. I need something that I am guaranteed I'm going to get, and they're convenient. I can take them to work. Like, I can microwave them really fast after running. So I got that. I got the actual pre-made meals, and I also got some protein shakes, and I believe I got some wellness shots. So we will see how all that is. I'll let you know. And obviously, like, I'm not big enough to be an influencer to sway you one way or another, but as a real person that's trying them, I'm excited to give you a review on those. And I'm excited for myself. I'm really hoping that they're gonna make a difference in my nutritional intake. So I'm planning on going for a quick little like 30-45 minute run in a little bit. It is the middle of the day already, and I haven't gone out, but I think I'm gonna probably do a later run today. It's just gonna be short, so I'm not really worried about it. Plan is gonna be to probably run one more time. I don't know if I'm gonna run anymore before this weekend, because we're gonna do 5K on Friday and 10K on Saturday. Maybe I'll just go out for a light little run today, and then those two this weekend will be it for this week's worth of runs. That obviously won't include a long distance. Like, I need to, my next long run should be a 9-mile run. So it doesn't quite equal that. Seriously, my training is so just go with the flow, and I'm not really putting too much stress on it, doing what I think feels right for me and all that. So that'll be that. I think we'll see how we feel. Thursday is when the expo opens, so that'll be the day we go pick up all of our race stuff, and then of course Friday, Saturday we'll run. That's kind of the week ahead for us. It's currently Tuesday. I worked yesterday. Sunday we had a really great day. We went down to Disney Springs and met up with my dad and stepmom for a nice lunch. We went to Summer House on the lake and had brunch. It was delicious. I have now decided I'm on a mission to find all the best mocktails around Disney and Universal because I have been enjoying them so much. We went to the Boathouse Easter weekend, delicious mocktails. We went to Summer House, delicious mocktails. So I'm thinking that's gonna be a new thing for me. I'm gonna be on a mission to find some really yummy mocktails. That's what we've been up to. That's what our plan is. I'm rambling. We've been talking for almost 10 minutes. Holy moly. Welcome to this vlog. Welcome to this week. Every time I like do a weekly thing, it's we're in a race week. Really quick, I wanted to show, I had started filming some of this with the last video, but my camera, the SD card, everything was full. The recording gods were not on my side that day. And so I started it, but I wanted to show, we just did the epoxy on our floors, well, Curtis did it himself. And it was not me. He was so intimidated by the process, but he said it ended up being so much easier than he thought it was gonna be. This side though, actually, he had a much harder time. Something happened with the paint and the mixer, so like it did not roll on as smoothly as this side. And of course, we still have everything piled onto that side because since we had already moved into the house going into this project, we had already moved all of our stuff all through the garage. So this actually works out because we've been condensing all of our junk, but we had to move, everything was originally over here. We had to move all the things over here to do this side, move all the things over here to do that side. But other than like, this looks like it just needs to like have a layer of epoxy over it. Like you can definitely tell that it does not have that epoxy look to it, the smooth, soft, shiny, like this side. So I'm wondering if we can just buy the epoxy and just go back over it and give us that finished look before we start moving everything back over here. It was so much easier. There's a whole kit at Lowe's if you were interested in doing it yourself. The whole reason I bring you out here, if you've ever been interested in doing it, I know that we have neighbors, I think, that paid about $2,000 or more to have it done. But this kit and this whole process only cost us, I think, like less than $400. So I would definitely look into it. Curtis watched a bunch of YouTube videos on tutorials how to do it before he just jumped in and just willy-nilly'd it. But the kit at Lowe's had everything that he needed other than like the roller and all the things, like the accessories to actually paint, I think. So I would recommend looking into that. And we just need to figure out what happened with this side because it was the exact same kit from the exact same store, like bought at the same exact time. So he doesn't really understand what happened. Overall, the process is super, super easy and simple. You have been wanting to do that in your garage.
Wouldn't lie to you, doesn't matter what I do. She's got a hold on me. She knows how to drive a truck, but she lets me pick her up when we're going dancing. My heart stops beating when my headlights shining on her. She's my country girl. I couldn't tell you what she's doing with me. She's so damn out of my league. She's a little bit.
Good morning, happy Tuesday. I am so excited to share. This is obviously not sponsored. But I recently ordered meals from Factor and I wanted to just give my feedback on it. That's completely like not bought and paid for. The reason that I went ahead and ordered Factor meals is because I'm currently training for a marathon, my very first marathon, and I mean, it's a Disney marathon, okay? So like, I mean, it's nothing too crazy. So not only am I gonna do a marathon, I'm actually registered for the Dopey Challenge, which is going to be the full weekend of running at Disney for a marathon weekend, 5K, 10K, half marathon, and then a full marathon, all right after each other. And so an area that I struggle with and have struggled with, especially in the last like 6 months, is eating, right? Like eating enough to be able to run these long distances. So while I'm training and building up in miles, I really need to increase my caloric intake as well as like protein. And so I have seen multiple people order from Factor, and actually one of our anesthesia assistant students, she was eating them, and I was so interested and kept saying like, oh, I'm gonna look into it, I'm looking into it. Well, finally, I'm into it. Currently, the plan that I got was for Curtis and I both to be able to have 2 meals a day. So that was like that's a total of like 20 or 22 meals. And Curtis isn't eating as much as I thought he would. So I actually have decreased how many that I'm going to be ordering from this point, but I wanted to show all the meals that I got yesterday and tell you which ones were my favorite from the last box. So another really cool thing about Factor is they have different meal plans for whatever you're following. Like they have a keto plan, they have a vegan plan. I am doing Protein Plus. I'm getting as many Protein Plus meals as I can. Though some of the meals that sound better to me are keto, and it's kind of driving me crazy because I don't want to do low carb. I really feel like I need all of those things. Overall, I'm super happy with the last week's worth of meals. I wanted to show the really great thing about Factor is that you get so many different varieties of meals. So I don't have to eat the same exact thing every single day if I don't want to. Now, I got a total of 6 different styles or 6 different meals in my last order for the last week. I went ahead and put them in order on like the top, how I like would rate them out of all the things we got, right? Okay, so number 1 is going to be the shredded chicken taco bowl. This is my number 1 pick. It's really, really difficult to mess up Mexican style or like taco style meal prep, I feel like. So this was delicious. Flavors are so good. The other thing that I've heard other people say is that the portion sizes are small, but for me, they're perfect because I cannot eat 3 big meals a day. The portions are not huge. I just can't eat a really big meal at one time. That's that one. That's my number 1. My number 2 was the stuffed pepper beef casserole. This was so good if you love stuffed peppers. This was really, really yummy. It was my number 2 favorite. So it has the stuffed pepper stuff, and then we have green beans. Super, super yummy. I love that one. And actually, I even ate that one cold on my way home from work, and it was still delicious. My number 3 is the roasted red pepper tortellini with Italian sausage. This was so good, and I'm not even a huge pasta or like tortellini person, but I thought that this was so yummy. This sauce was so good. These green beans were good as well. Oh no, actually, I think there's a little bit of Parmesan cheese on there. So that was my number 3 pick. My number 4, the herbed Greek chicken and tomato penne. This was also super yummy, which I didn't expect. I feel like sometimes pasta, it's almost like you're eating the exact same thing over and over again, but this was really, really, really yummy. This has broccoli on the side. So, so good. This was my number 4. Okay, now the last 2 are my absolute least favorites. I would not order them again. I did not like them. Roasted garlic chicken. I had such high hopes for this because, I mean, again, I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try this one, obviously. I'm gonna eat this one and see if this one is any different. I think there's a little bit of leeks, green beans, and sour cream, and onion mashed potatoes. So mashed potatoes, chicken, and then green beans. I don't know, something about the chicken or something just had a different taste, something that I did not so much enjoy, but I wouldn't get this one again. And then my absolute least favorite, did not like this at all, and I'm a huge pork chop girly, was this creamy whole grain mustard pork chop. Topping on this pork chop, it was like a mayonnaise mustard. I was not a fan, did not like that. The carrots were okay. So under the pork chop is cabbage, which I love cabbage too. I don't know, I honestly could not tell you what was off on this whole thing for me. This was absolutely my least favorite of all of the meals that we got in the last box. Also with the last box, I wanted to mention I did get a couple of extras. I got the mixed variety pack of the wellness shots, as well as the mixed pack of protein shakes. This one is the cold brew latte, and then with the chocolate banana. These are really, really yummy. The chocolate banana has a little bit of a coconut undertone. They use a little bit of coconut cream in it. So if coconut is not a flavor that you enjoy, you may not enjoy this one as much. It's not super strong, and I don't care for coconut flavored things, but this was really good. I like the cold brew latte one a little bit better, I think. And if you've ever had wellness shots, like, you know, if they are like real good wellness shots, they are earthy, very, very earthy. A couple of these have cayenne pepper and stuff in them too, so they are quite, they've got quite a bite to them. Okay, now we're moving on to this week's box. I did not add more protein shakes or wellness shots to this week's box because clearly I still have plenty of them to get me through the next week as well. So those are just kind of extra add-ons. For this week's lineup, we have I actually have 7 different meals. And let's see, we'll start with the white cheddar chicken. Sounds interesting. It looks like it comes with green beans, broccoli, grits. Now we have ground pork cheddar chili and mac, which looks pretty good. It looks like a homemade version of like a hamburger helper. We have an herb grilled chicken, which I'm hoping is not going to taste exactly like the one from last week. Looks like the green beans have a little bit of like roasted red peppers maybe. The cavatappi, an Italian style pork ragu with garlic broccoli. That'll probably be good. Like I mentioned before, I was kind of pleasantly surprised with all the pasta options. The next one is known as Sunday beef bolognese with lasagnette and garlicky zucchini, which that one sounds pretty good as well. Got a lot of pasta. The next one is the black pepper and sage pork chop. Again, I'm hoping that this pork chop is gonna be a little bit better than the one that I got in the last week. So we will see how that one is. The last one is mushroom chicken thighs and wild rice. We'll see how these all taste, and I'll update at the end of the week to let you know which ones were my favorite, my top. Okay, so we have not really been recording a whole lot lately. I don't really know what it is. I have lots of time off from work. I just feel like maybe my life is like, there's just not a whole lot going on right now. You know what I mean? There's always stuff going on, but it feels like there's just nothing interesting to share. Anyway, on my agenda, I do need to go through all the kids' clothes and my clothes and start really going through everything that needs to be donated, so that way we can just kind of refresh everything. It's feeling like we just have a lot of stuff still in the house. If you're new here, we just moved into this house a year in June, so it will be a year ago in June. And so, you know, just the process of moving into a new place, getting rid of old stuff, getting new stuff, we just haven't been getting rid of enough stuff. We've gotten rid of a lot of things. Our garage is like a whole new garage, so much cleaner, more organized. We just went through and car seats and just different stuff that you can't donate, you know, that had to be thrown out into the trash. So we've got all of these different things that were either donated or thrown into the trash. So made a lot of progress in the garage. We can actually both almost park our cars in there, which would be great, will be great when that happens. So anyway, we're just kind of like in that spring, you know, I'm just feeling the urge to deep clean and get rid of all the things that we don't need because it's just clutter. That's what I want to do. I want to go through all the things. I'm hoping that this summer I'm going to have the time and everything all organized to do each of the kids' rooms finally. That's a major goal for this summer, really finishing off each of their rooms. I did just use finally our Bissell Crosswave. The Bissell Crosswave I got in a couple videos ago, and I just now used it yesterday, like months later. But the floors are so clean. They needed it so bad. You can use it on your rugs too. Like our little area rugs are so much better off now as well. I'm happy with that, though. I've really not been using a lot of chemical products on floors and stuff for years. And so I do think I still prefer like a steam mop over soapy, like detergent-y cleaner, if that makes any sense. It just has that smell, that chemical cleaning smell. And I know a lot of people feel like that's how they know their house is clean, when it has like a very strong cleaner smell. That's not the way I see it. It did a great job. I need to figure out how to do my stairs because the stairs need it really, really badly. And there's no like attachment for that. So I'm actually going to go ahead and make myself a little bit of breakfast. I'm just gonna make some bacon and eggs. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make a little breakfast taco or two or not. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just do eggs and bacon today. Thankfully, I've done so much, between me and Curtis, we've done so much cleaning inside lately that I feel for the most part, the house is fairly clean and in order. Even the upstairs is somewhat in order. Again, a part of like just deep cleaning and all of that. I need to go through all the kids stuff because those are the things that I'm finding are still just kind of strewn about, like toys that aren't being played with, or they're played with but they're thrown around, not put up, half like, you know, doll heads missing, things like that. So I need to go through all the toys too and just cycle all of those out. We went to the pool last night. I wanted to just share or show like a few videos of that. Lane has slowly gotten more and more brave as far as swimming goes. I don't know if it's one of the other kids that have scared her into thinking that if she gets into the pool without a life jacket on, she's gonna die. Yes, that extreme. So she has been refusing. And I am trying to flow, my legs. That's right. So yesterday or last night, I was able to get her to finally get into the pool without her life jacket on, just to slowly make some progress on getting her to swim without one. And she did so good. She was so brave, and she really practiced kicking her legs and doing all the things to learn how to swim. So it was so cute. She had her cute little Ariel sunglasses on, hanging out. It was so cute.
And Lennon get herself a ladybug for school.
Yeah, Lennon found a ladybug for school. But it was super cute. Laying back up.